This is another episode of Surrealistic Studio Surreal News. My name is LB the Realist. Thank you for joining me today. So, here we are on another beautiful day in Southern California, San Diego. We're the realists surreal. And I've done some videos on Tulsi Gabbard, but this video is just going to be an affirmation, or should I say a retaliation. Maybe an affirmed retaliation. I don't know. But anyways, my point is, Tulsi Gabbard is an American veteran. She served in Iraq. She served in Kuwait. She was a member, or she currently is still a member of the National Guard. So she's a veteran, y'all, and she went on The View. You know, The View with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, or whatever her name is, and who was on The View with her? Meghan McCain was just on The View, along with Anna Navarro, I believe her name is. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, and oftentimes it does not. Most often it does not. But if my memory serves me correctly, Anna Navarro was a huge Bush apologist, a huge Bush supporter. She loved George Bush, and she was going to vote for Jeb Bush, if I'm not mistaken. She went above and beyond trying to defend the actions of George Bush. If my memory serves me correctly, maybe I'm mistaken on that, but I thought that's who Anna Navarro was. Meghan McCain, the daughter of John McCain, Republican senator, prisoner of war, POW. Trump was making fun of him, saying that he likes his war heroes uncaptured or something like that. And you know, that's not cool. But let's keep it real. Tulsi Gabbard, after her encounter with the ladies on The View, she tweeted a statement made by John McCain saying that he had to take responsibility for his part in all the bullshit that was taking place. The late John McCain. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the deceased. None at all. But Tulsi Gabbard tweeted that after her encounter on The View. Now, what happened on The View? I know most of you already know, but Meghan McCain and Anna Navarro, these ladies on The View, made it a point to attack Tulsi Gabbard for her non-interventionist stance, for her policy of peace, because she doesn't want the United States of America to be involved in any conflicts or wars or any kind of bullshit that takes place that doesn't concern us United States citizens, but in fact we have to pay for this. They wanted to attack her because of that, because she went to Bashar al-Assad to speak with him, because she wanted to broker peace, if I'm using that term correctly. They made it a point to attack her on The View. Meghan McCain called her an Assad apologist to her face, said she comes back to the United States spewing propaganda, which is frankly laughable that she said that about Tulsi Gabbard. But it's funny how The View and all these articles, and it's funny how the mainstream is smearing Tulsi Gabbard like this. And it's got to be because of her anti-war stance. It's got to be because they fear her. They fear Tulsi Gabbard's message of peace. Because the number one thing that continues, no matter who's in office, no matter who's president of the United States of America, is the nonstop wars, the military-industrial complex. And the mainstream does not like anyone that talks or speaks out against the military-industrial complex. And sadly, that's what we're up against. That's exactly what it is. So I'm rooting for Bernie. Don't get me wrong. I'm Bernie all the way, but I'm also Tulsi all the way. I want to see both of them go on and get on a ticket together. Bernie as president, Tulsi as vice president, or Tulsi as president and Bernie as vice president. However that works out. Bernie is the reason for the season, but I'll take a Bernie vice president any day. Because I know that Bernie is going to fight for us. And he's been fighting for us. And I have a strong feeling in my mind and in my heart that Tulsi Gabbard would indeed fight for us. And she has been fighting for us with numerous legislation that she's been putting out. You know, standing up for what's right. Doing the right thing. Talking to the right people. You know, Tulsi's been on Jimmy Dore's show. You know, she's been on Jimmy Dore's show. Bernie hasn't. You know, and that really does bother me because Bernie seems unable or unwilling to answer the tough questions that need to be answered. But Tulsi Gabbard is. Tulsi Gabbard will answer those questions. Tulsi Gabbard was recently on Status Quo, which is Jordan Sheridan's channel. Jordan Sheridan has a channel called Status Quo, and he interviewed her. And he asked her some tough questions, some questions that needed to be answered about her questionable relationships with quote unquote dictators. He asked her about her anti-gay and lesbian stances back when she was younger. He asked her about her stance on torture. And she answered them honestly, I believe, and she made me feel a lot better about her candidacy going forward. She said that, you know, she had a change of heart and she used to be a Republican. She grew up in a household that was that way. And, you know, quite honestly, that makes me feel even better about Tulsi Gabbard because she's the perfect example. Bernie Sanders is the perfect example of somebody who stayed the same. He stayed consistent throughout the years. Tulsi Gabbard is the perfect example of a person who was one way and then evolved and became progressive. One of the most progressive people, I'd say. And, you know, some people have some issues with her. Like, another issue people have with her is her, she expressed concerns about the Green New Deal, which in my mind is absolutely fair. She said that the Green New Deal doesn't go far enough to actually address the problems in real time. So, you know, I mean, that's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. If she still believes in climate change, if she still believes that we need to do something, and she's willing to put forth, you know, legislation or to co-sponsor legislation other than the Green New Deal or something that goes farther than the Green New Deal, like the Greener Dealer or the Greener New Deal or whatever you want to call it, I'm all for that because I feel as though that Tulsi's heart and mind is in the right place. It just has to be, you know, and I don't want to be one of these fanboys and I don't want to be so trusting in any politician. I don't think that we should be. I think that we should constantly challenge our politicians and political leaders and constantly question everything, always. But I don't want to, you know, kneecap the progressive movement by nitpicking at certain things that don't need nitpicking. You know, if she's evolved on an issue, she's evolved on an issue. And at this point, all we can do is hold her word to an account and look and judge her based on her record and what she has done. You know, so it's funny that people like Tulsi Gabbard, people with so much integrity and honor and self-respect, and, you know, she's a veteran, you know, she actually went to war and saw action. It's funny how a person like that can get smeared in the media, can go on The View and get called an Assad apologist and a propagandist to her face. And, you know, just hats off. I'm literally taking my hat off right now to Tulsi Gabbard because she held her composure. She kept she kept her head. She stayed calm and cool and collective. And I understand that as a woman, she may have to watch that because people would blow that out of proportion, because, if it was a man, they would just say he's passionate or he's just energetic. But if it's a woman, they'll say she's angry or that she needs to tone down. You know how they do that sexist shit. So she's probably having that in her head when she's speaking like this. Because if it was me, let me tell you, I would have made them girls feel stupid up there. I would have made them feel so stupid and so shamed that they would say the things that they would say on TV as if they actually fucking represent somebody other than themselves and their elite class. So again, hats off to Tulsi Gabbard. And I applaud her campaign. I hope that she does well. I hope she gets on the debate stage. Because we need her voice up there. We need her anti-war voice up there. We need her to continue on the conversation when it comes to regime change wars and stopping the conflicts and stopping all of these wars that we're in. So, I mean, I'm all for Bernie, but I'm also all for Tulsi. And the fact that all of these newspapers and all of these organizations and these television stations, the fact that they're smearing her the way that they're smearing her, even though that she's a woman, even though she's a Hindu American, even though she's an American veteran who's actually seen action because she's a medic, so she would know what's going on out there. She would absolutely know what it's like to be on the field or in the field, on the battlefield, watching your friends die in front of you, watching them suffer, watching them come home and suffer in this country that doesn't or pretends to give a shit about them, but really doesn't. She understands that all too well, Megan, Joy, Anna. Show her some fucking respect. Until next time, people, go Tulsi. Feel the burn 2020. We ain't playing. I'm LB the Realist. This is Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News. Like this video. Share this video. Comment at the end of this video and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try to be more consistent for you guys. I know I've been slacking on my Mac, and when I go through stuff in my personal life, that tends to show in my consistency as far as making videos. And I know you guys can really tell, and that's a drag. So I'm really trying to keep up with the consistency for you guys. I'm still trying to come out with that with the Surrealistic Studio store. That's a mouthful. And yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, you already know what to do. I have a Patreon account. It's there. Also, you can hit the link in Amazon. If you guys want to shop through Amazon and, support me through the link, you can do that too. Other than that, just share the video, get the word out. Until then, people, I love you guys. Remember to take care, love, peace, and light. Keep spreading that light and keep fighting. And remember, I'm out.